Okay. Hi, everyone. Today we are going to do a short little fiery sequence because we're still in the midst of winter. So we want to do something quick to heat ourselves up and then cool ourselves down and then get back into it. So, thanks for joining. Um, you'll grab 2 blocks, a blanket, and if you want to have a strap, you can, but I don't think we'll need it. And then we'll just get right on our mats into a dog. So starting in a dog. You can bring your body forward to plank to measure out your dog. We like to use this to know that our hands are right underneath our shoulders, our feet and our legs are nice and long, our heels are acting as if they're pressing up against the wall. And then from here, without moving your hands and your feet, then go back up into your dog. If you know the measure of your dog, you can always just go straight to your dog, but it's nice to measure out because our feelings sometimes lie, and it's good to measure up with form and function. And as you're here pedaling from one foot to the other, think about pressing a little bit more strongly into the thumb side part of your hand. Think about those inner elbow points turning up to the sky. Nice. Bending the knees, sticking the butt up. You can rock your hips from side to side. You can bend into one knee more. You can even swim the arms around once you have good footing on all 3 points. Just taking into today what your dog feels like. And then begin to find some visible stillness in your dog, making it a little bit more formal. Pressing down into the thumb side part of the hand, wrapping the armpits in towards the heart. So the armpits are trying to reach up to face the ceiling. There's energy shooting up the back. It shoots out to the sky through the sits bones, and then it waterfalls back down the legs. Slight bend in your knees, your ears are in line with your arms. Take one more inhale here, and one more exhale. And then from here, move forward back into your plank. And then come back into your dog. And then back to plank and dog. Looking out in front of your hands. So you're looking out in front towards your potential as you move your hips up and back. And in this, we are working on the first fold of the body. So from hips, bending over. This is the first big fold in the body that we typically use in poses and throughout class. And once you do this fold, if it's really good and functional, then all the other folds will come after it and also be very functional. So we're doing yoga for fun and function, both things. Keep going forward and back, letting the hips and the sits bones shoot up to the sky as they go back. You're still gazing out in front of you. The armpits are still wrapping towards the heart. Take one more, go as slow or as fast as you want to go. And then meet back in a dog. Pedal it out. And then place your knees down onto the ground. Woo! That could be your practice. You're warmed up. And now you can cool down. So turn your hands to face into one another so that the middle fingers touch. So that way we know our hands are at shoulders with distance. Make sure there's equal space in between your fingers. So it kind of looks like this. If I was on the wall, I'm not going like this. I'm not going like blah. We don't want to be splatty. We want to be functional. Let's see how many times I can say functional today. And then from there, you can look back at your knees, or if one of your blocks is nearby, you can always put a block up against your knee or behind your wrist to measure out your tabletop. And then take some cats and cows. Still thinking of those elbow points wrapping forward. So now they're trying to face the wall in front of you. The shoulders are away from the ears. Your arms are slightly bent so you're not locking out. And you're just going forward and back, bringing some mobility into the spine. Tops of all 10 toes are pressing down. And we're feeling a really good, equal, and opposite push down into the ground with our hands and our feet, lifting us up so that we can be fun and silly with our upper body, moving it all around, and then begin to take circles and just make it your own. Circling around your head. Getting into all the nooks and crannies of your torso and back, Feel free to pause somewhere if it feels nice. You can move forward and back on your knees and shins. Very good. Take one more round of movement here, and then come back to center. And from here, we'll go for a little swim. So I know we're still in winter, or if you're doing this not in winter, hopefully it's warmer where you are. But you're gonna follow your right hand as it goes forward, up and back, and then swims around. And then do the same with the left, forward, up and back, watching it with your eyes, noticing if there's a part where you lose contact or lose sight of your hand, and just notice that that's a blind spot that you have, and that's okay. We all have blind spots. We all get blindsided. Unfortunately, that's just how life works. So we do yoga to make the blindsidedness less sufferable or less crazy. But if we have good structure and function and stability in our mind and body, keep swimming, then when something does go awry, we're able to get back to stability faster. Keep watching the hand. And when you're ready, then meet. The next time you go around, then meet with your hands facing forward, and then swim the right hand back and around, watching it. So now the right fingertips are facing towards the knees, the left fingertips are facing away from you, and then take circles here again, just around the wrist. Our wrists do a lot for us every single day. They're one of our necks of our bodies, but we use them to text and type in this the computer age. So we want to get some more mobility into it so that we can keep using them functionally. Circle around the other way. You can still circle your head here, just keep it looking forward. And when you're ready, take one more circle, and then following the hand again, swim those fingers up, back, and around, down to face forward. Same thing other side, swim that left hand back. Place it down. The heels of your hands are in the same line, so the heel of that left hand when it swims is in the same place that it was where it was before, and then take circles. So we're keeping our measure, we're keeping our function, but once we have good stability in what's holding us up, that gives us the ability to do other things with our upper body. Same thing with life. If you're new to a job or new to an experience and it's your first time doing it, you're not going to be as confident as if it's your 10th year at a job or 10th time doing something. Insight, experience, confidence comes with doing things over and over and over again. And that's why we keep coming back to our mats. It's always a practice, but we're always looking for things that we do on our mat to bring with us into daily life. Because we're not just doing yoga to be good at yoga, we're doing yoga to have a better life. Swim that left hand back around. Fingers are now facing forward. And then from here, bring your shins together, tuck the toes under, and sit back up on your heels. If you have a block handy, this is a great place. If this feels like a ton, especially if you run a lot or have never done this before, you can put a block underneath your heels and that makes it a little bit more bearable, or you can place a block underneath your knees. Great. I like doing this without because I'm crazy and I like pain, but you can make your choice. It's good to have props. It gives us options, and it's good to have options. We don't want to be stuck doing something we don't want to do and not know how to get out of it. Okay, you can see I'm taking a little bounce here. This is just trying to distract my feet from what we're doing, but I'm thinking of my big toe ball mounds touching. I'm almost trying to touch my heels towards one another too, but I'm also know that that's not really possible for me, and that's okay. And then we'll take 50 rounds of Kapalabhati here. So that's short, sharp exhales out the nose. So you'll bring your arms up. You'll make little cups with your hands as if you're gonna catch something as it comes down from you or down from the sky. And then you'll take a nice inhale through the nose. You can stop the bouncing if it's too much coordination. You can take an exhale out the nose, then inhale halfway through the nose, And then 50, take your count, so you finish when you finish. 50 short, sharp exhales out the nose. You can really hear the exhale out the nose. I'm gonna stop and talk, but you keep going till you get to 50. And once you're at 50, then you'll hook your thumbs up overhead. But once you're here, think in the beginning, you're really just letting something go, something that didn't serve you this week, this day. Let it go. And then as you keep moving through the breaths, you can really think of cleansing the inside. So you're letting something come off the external you, and then you're able to clean out something from the internal you that's bothering you, that it's not serving you. Just really see if you can let it go. Breathe it out, let it out. It's like you're dusting off a really dusty shelf. After you finish your 50, you'll take a really big inhale and hook your thumbs. If you're not there yet, don't worry, just meet us when you get there. Take 3 more sips in through the mouth. Holding it up, shoulders down away from the ears, chin comes down, hold your bottom organs, pelvic floor up. And when you have had enough, then exhale. Let your arms come down. Feel a really big wave of relief. Imagine that there's just a ray of relief and calmness passing over you. And then hands come down in front of you, untuck the toes, try not to tap them out. Find 2 blocks if you have them. If not, you can just do this on fingertips, and I like doing this on blocks. Place the blocks or your fingertips by your hips, and then try to lift up one knee or both knees. I like doing it with blocks. It gives me a little bit more leverage to lift up both knees. But if you don't have blocks, it's all good. Just use your hands. We can do all of yoga with our body, but props are just a nice tool to have. We have the techniques, we have the tools, then it's all about how you use them to your advantage. Lifting up the knees, sit up back and tall, hands come back down in front of you. Let's make our way back into a dog just to wring out the legs for a second. Pedal it out. On your next inhale, roll your body forward and through to plank. And then let your hips just drop slightly. Legs are still super engaged. Your chest moves through your arms. Up dog. And then back to downward facing dog. If you want to take that one more time, you can. Otherwise, take a big inhale in your dog. Place those knees down. Untuck the toes. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Bring your arms back towards your feet. And grab for your heels with your hands. Let your forehead come down onto the ground. And find this little seed pose. You can almost think of the eye sockets trying to fit over the knees like a ball and mitt fit. If you can't find that contact, it's totally fine. It's just something to yearn for. Let your shoulders relax, let your face relax. Take a couple breaths here in this seed pose. The winter of this next flow we're gonna do, where there's nothing really there, there's the barrenness, there's nothing growing. The winter of what we're about to do. And then on your next inhale, you'll lift your torso up, you'll lift your arms up, and then you'll bend over your legs. Imagine that you're a seed growing up into a flower. Bring your hips forward, come into a lazy up dog, tuck the toes, come into a non-lazy up dog, and then move back into a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. For our first lunge, place the back knee down. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked. Bring the arms forward and up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step that left foot up to meet the right. Feet can be even wider than hips width distance. Let your head hang over your legs. Going really slowly through this, thinking that we started from the ground up. So we're slowly growing. Roll yourself slowly up. Once you get to the top, reach the arms up, look up, and then forward fold back over your legs. Knees can be slightly bent in your forward fold. Hands come on fingertips. Step your right foot back, place the back knee down. Reach the arms forward, up and up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Hands come down, back into your dog. Bring the body forward and through to that up dog. Let the knees come down, untuck the toes. Bring the hips back to a child's pose. And then bring the arms back towards your heels. So first round on the right side, notice how that felt. Notice how doing something for the first time maybe is unfamiliar, less confident, and that's okay. We're all beginners at different things. And we just know that once we do it one or two more times, it'll be more familiar, we'll gain more insight about the flow, and that's all that matters. On your next inhale, lift your torso up, reach your arms up, and forward fold over your legs. Bring your body forward and through to a tuck-toed up dog. Bring your hips back up, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Place the back knee down if you want to untuck the toes, and then reach the arms forward, out and up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Feet can be even wider than hip width distance. Take this moment in this forward fold nice and slow. If you want to grab an arm variation, if you like grabbing opposite elbows, take a moment. Let your arms go and then roll yourself up to stand. Arms come up, look up, and forward fold over your legs. Step the left foot back. Place the back knee down. Arms come up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes if they weren't. Lift the back knee, step back to your down dog. Take a moment in your down dog. Bend the knees, bring your body forward and through up dog. Come back into that child's pose. Untouching the toes, placing the knees down. Arms come back to your heels, and now you're back in that seed. So through that flow, we're growing up to a blooming flower and coming back down to the ground. So it's kind of like the cycle of the seasons, where in winter we don't really see anything, and then spring comes and things grow. Summer, everything ripens and gets really big and bright and energetic. And then fall, the leaves fall. We're preparing ourselves to go back to winter for the less visibleness, going inward, and then we do it all over again. So let's do it a little bit faster, both sides. Once again, remember, second time will feel more familiar, which is a great thing. You'll learn something new about your body in this flow. Inhale, lift your torso up. Arms come up. Hands come down. Body comes forward and through, tuck-toed up dog. Hips come back, down dog. Right leg lifts up. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Place your back knee down, untuck the toes. Arms come up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Step that left foot forward. Forward fold over your legs. Roll your body up to stand. You're growing like a flower. Arms come up, the pinnacle of this flow, and bring yourself back down. Step that right foot back, back knee down. Arms come up, hands come down. Lift that back knee, place that left foot back, bring your body forward and through to a tuck-toed up dog. Knees come down, shins come down, toes come down, hips come back, arms come back, seed pose. One inhale, one exhale. Imagine you're coming out of the ground as a little seed. Hands come back down in front of you. You're spreading out your roots. Roll your body forward and through, tuck-toed up dog. Bring your hips back, down dog. We're starting to grow our stem, lifting the leg. Step the left foot forward. Place the back knee down. Still growing up and out. Reach up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Step yourself forward. Getting ready to really bloom. Roll your body up. Arms come up. Forward fold over your legs. You're coming back down to the ground. Step the left foot back. Place that back knee down. Getting ready to go back in. Hands come down. Lift the back leg up. Hands down onto the ground. Down dog. Preparing you for up dog to come back down into the seed pose to grow again. Hands come back towards your heels. Take a couple more breaths here. Noticing how it feels to move up and down, thinking about the seasons in this flow. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Then have your blocks handy nearby, but we're gonna come to our backs. So we'll come back down to our backs in a certain way. So watch for a second. Your arms will come out to either side. Your palms will face down. You'll interlace your hands back behind you and the thumb knuckles will reach up into your shoulder blades. And then you'll place your feet out in front of you, stamp them on the ground, and roll yourself down onto your back. Great. Really try to have a almost glued like nature between your fingers with each other. If you need to fix your hair, don't worry about coming out of it and then coming back into it, that's okay. We want your whole back of the head to be stable and equal on the ground. Find your breath here. Breathing into this shoulder opener. You can lengthen out your legs in front of you and close your eyes. Letting yourself think of breath washing over you and gently pressing those shoulders down into the ground. So we're opening the shoulders. We opened our wrist earlier, finding some mobility and space here in the joints. So that it's easier to move our arms every day and reach for things and hold heavy things or hold people. We want to have good, able arms. So this helps us create some space so we have some more mobility. Place those feet down onto the ground if you lengthen out the legs. Lift your hips up just enough to slide out your arms. Let them ground into the floor. Try not to shake them. Put your hips back down if you didn't already. Let the sensation go. And then we'll do a little bit of ab and glute work, and then we'll rest. So you're going to do 10 counts of abs in a various sequence. So 10 like this, 10 with your legs long, actually 10 like this, 10 with the right ankle over the knee, 10 with the left ankle over the knee, 10 with the legs long, 10 on that side, 10 on the other side, and then come back to center and you get to rest. So here we go. I'm used to dance. I'm ready to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, but we're gonna count to 10. So, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross the right ankle over the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really think about the belly coming up and in. You're looking down towards your belly. And I think that's 10. Place the right foot down onto the ground. Hands are behind the neck. If I didn't say that before, but you can also choose a different arm variation. And then 10, 9, 8, 7. You can always close your eyes. 4, 3, 2, 1. And place that left leg down. Straighten both legs, heels together. Energy through the legs. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then roll over onto your right side, left arm comes out, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Come over onto the other side, last round, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done. Come back to center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Once again, if you have a hair tie that's in the way, just remove it so it doesn't bother you. One hand on each knee and circle your knees around. Very good. Place that right ankle on top of that left thigh again. Interlace your hands behind the left hamstring and then pull that in towards your face as that right knee tries to press in the opposite direction. So just getting into the hips. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, unravel the legs, do the other side. What would a yoga class be if we didn't do a hip opener? That is not required, but I always prefer it. You can rock from right to left as I'm doing, or you can just find stillness, let your eyes come to a close. The shoulders are down and away from the ears, which you can kind of help with your leg, just holding your leg. You can kind of tug the shoulders away from the ears so we create more space there in the neck. Good. Unravel that left leg. Place both feet on the ground. Bring your arms down by your sides, fingertips on the floor, palms facing down. Try to tickle your heels with your fingertips, totally fine if they don't touch. And then we'll take some glute bridges here. So as you inhale, you'll squeeze your glutes, engage the hamstrings, lift your hips up, and exhale, bring yourself down. So try to move up and down in one line, squeeze, lift, hold, and exhale, come down. So once again, thinking of this movement kind of like the seasons. Winter's on the ground, we move up for spring, we find the highest point for summer, we move back down for fall, and then we're down for winter again. One more, squeezing the glutes, engaging the hamstrings, see if you can hold it up a little bit longer, and then bring yourself back down. Lift that right leg up to the sky, doesn't matter what you do with your foot. You can circle your foot, ankle, if you want to, around, and 3 like this. Squeeze the glutes, engage the hamstrings, lift your leg up, lift your hips up, sorry, and then bring yourself back down. Really thinking of the cycle of seasons as you go, lifting up to come down, and up, and down. Place that right foot down, lift that left one up, left side, last difficult thing. Inhale, lift your hips up, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstring. Belly comes in towards your spine, come down, and lift up, and down. Last one, squeezing, lift, you can do it, and come down. Place that left foot down, bring your feet as wide as your mat, let your knees knock in on one another, and then find some stillness here. Hands can come to your low belly. You can roll the shoulders down and back. Eyes can come to a close. Chin is level or perpendicular to the ground. So there's space in your chin. You're not like trying to make a double chin. Finding your breath in this stillness. And then bring your feet back in line with your hips. So you're kind of in the same position you were in before. Grab for one of your blocks. Lift your hips up just enough to place the block under your sacrum, which is the lowest bone in your spine. Lowest vertebrae in your spine, lowest bone in your spine. And it's right above your glutes, so you have a nice stable shelf underneath the lowest part of your back. And if this feels fine, you can grab your other block and put that on top of it. And if you feel any sort of pinching or pain, just bring yourself a lower down. You can also stay in constructive rest on the ground, but shoulders come down and back, palms can face up here. You're in a restorative back bend, so really thinking of the front of the body moving forward, but without as much effort. In front of us is our potential, and behind us is our past and our memories. And we mediate both of those polarities in the middle, in the moment, in the present. But sometimes we either get too far back into our past or too much thinking about the future. So we have to bring ourselves back to the middle. From here, lift your legs up. If it feels comfortable, if it doesn't feel comfortable, keep them down. Great. Feel free to stay as long as you want here. You can just pause the video and just chill. Otherwise, you'll place one foot back down. You'll place the other foot back down. When you lift up, coming off the blocks, you'll lift up one at a time. So I squeeze my butt, I lift my glutes, keeping the same position as if I was doing a glute bridge with no block, and then bring my back down to the first block, or you bring it down to the mat and then you come to constructive rest. And then I do the same thing, just so it's not too much of a level decrease, or it's not too sharp of a decrease in the back bend at once. So we're on our backs now, our feet are as wide as the mat, the knees are knocking in for constructive rest. Hands can be on your belly, you can have one hand on your heart or one hand on your belly. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And then roll yourself onto your left or right side, whichever feels more comfortable. Passing through a fetal position. And then we'll meet up in a comfortable seat. Sitting cross-legged, if you want to find one of your blocks, you can sit on that too. Eyes stay closed. Staying inward, noticing how your body feels after however many minutes that was of movement. Find your breath, sitting up tall, sitting up on your sits bones, coming back to you, mediating all the polarities all around you. Imagine there's a golden thread coming down from whatever you think is above, down through your Sutra Atman, the crown of your head, down through the center of your body, and then down through your perineum back into the earth. So you're on this spit, you're on this thread, you're standing up nice and tall, you're proud to be here. And then you think what you have to the right and left of you, east and west, what's in front and behind you, the potential in the past, and how you mediate all of those different directions to find yourself as this Vitruvian man-like person in the middle, feeling like there's pull in each different direction, but it's equal. So there's front and back, right and left, up and down, and you're there in the middle. And think about how you can take those polarities that are with us every day and move that with you off the yoga mat into your daily life. Are there places where you're going too much to your right side or your left side, or too much into the potential and too much into the past? Think about how you can mediate those situations more so that you find yourself in the middle. Taking a moment to just remember why you came here today. Giving yourself a moment of gratitude for taking the time to move your body on your mat. When we move our bodies and find movements and connect to our mind, body, and breath, we become more embodied. We become a better version of ourselves. And then we can go out into the world and be the best version of ourselves for everybody else. Bring your hands to press at the center of your chest. Thumb knuckles come to third eye, center in between your eyebrows. And we'll end practice with a final bow, honoring our efforts. Thank you so much for joining today. There's plenty more videos on here if you need some. Otherwise, I will see you at class or a retreat very soon. Yay! Thank you. Bye.